Croatia, a land of exquisite extremes, where the jagged and ruthless cliffs of the Dinaric Alps plunge spectacularly into the gentle embrace of the Adriatic Sea. Here, the cruelty of time seems to bend and surrender to an unreal dazzling turquoise glowing beneath the sun. It is not merely a geographical boundary, but a symphony composed by the collision of ancient stone and eternal waves. Ocean breezes, carrying the salt of the sea, weave through every crevice, shaping majestic forms, as if nature itself were hand-carving its greatest masterpiece. Everywhere, there is a stillness so profound that you can hear the beating of your own heart merging with the breath of the earth. Crystal clear waters reflect the drifting clouds, creating an optical illusion that deceives the eye, making you feel as though you are floating in midair, weightless and utterly free. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what are you truly running away from? Is it the piercing sound of sirens in exhausted, bustling cities where smog obscures the blue sky? Is it the cold glare of electronic screens where endless bills and the invisible pressures of modern life are slowly draining your spirit? Or are you running from harsh, judgmental eyes, tired of wearing a mask of perfection every single day, just to survive in a machine that never stops turning? We live in an era where digital connection brings the deepest loneliness, a time when souls craving a peaceful silence are drowned out by endless noise. You long for a place where you do not have to force yourself to fit in, a place where you are not judged by the color of your skin, your background, or any preconceived notions. You are looking for an escape, a grand exodus from heavy expectations to rediscover your truest self. And that is when this magnificent coastline opens its arms to welcome you. Croatia is not just a destination on the world map. It is a healing embrace, a living, breathing entity, waiting gently for you to shed the burdens from your shoulders. In this place, there is no rush, only the philosophy of a serene existence, the authentic soft life you have always been searching for. Imagine sitting on a rough limestone terrace, centuries old, sipping a glass of shimmering wine under a brilliant sunset that paints the entire ocean in gold. The sun slowly dips below the horizon, taking with it all the anxieties and sorrows of the outside world. No one is rushing. No one is scrutinizing. The locals, with their genuine smiles and warm eyes, will welcome you like an old friend, coming home not as a timid stranger. Here you are, absolutely respected, allowed to blend into the crowd in the most natural way, and enveloped in unconditional hospitality. You are permitted to slow down, permitted to breathe in the fresh air, carrying the salt of the sea, and permitted to simply exist, savoring every second of the present. Today, we will not follow cookie-cutter travel guides or push our way through crowded, suffocating paths. We will embark on a breakthrough journey beyond the usual boundaries to delve deep into the untold hidden corners of this mesmerizing coastal land. From pristine islands forgotten by time, where there is only the call of seagulls and the crashing of waves, to mysterious caves hiding beneath the deep ocean, waiting for brave souls to enter and explore. We will wander through narrow cobblestone alleyways, listen to secret stories hidden for centuries, and witness how the people here have harmonized with harsh nature to compose a magnificent anthem of survival. Let go of all your worries. Open your mind and step with me into an unbridled world where the greatest wonders of the Adriatic coast are waiting to be awakened. Join me in discovering a land of healing beyond your wildest imagination. To truly understand the unreal beauty of this coastline, we must turn back the wheel of time, venturing deep into a past. Millions of years ago, long before the first humans ever set foot on this land, the Earth was a chaotic battlefield of colossal natural forces. The peaceful and serene landscape you are looking at today was actually born from one of the most violent geological collisions in the history of our planet. It was an uncompromising war between two giants, the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. When these massive continental blocks slammed into each other with unimaginable power, they tore apart the crust of the planet, pushing gigantic limestone blocks from the dark ocean floor all the way up to the sky. This fierce and ruthless movement formed the mighty Dinaric Alps, a jagged limestone spine stretching endlessly along the coast. But that was only the very first chapter in the grand epic saga that created this miraculous land. Once the mountains stood tall and firm, nature unleashed another weapon to sculpt its ultimate masterpiece. It was the cold and harsh era of the Ice Age. Millions of tons of snow and thick ice covered this entire region, beginning a slow but incredibly brutal process of erosion. Massive glaciers slithered down like giant white monsters, crushing boulders and carving deep into the earth, creating steep valleys and profound canyons. They devastated absolutely everything in their path, but at the exact same time, they sowed the seeds for a breathtaking beauty that would eventually emerge once the global climate began to change. And then, as global temperatures started to warm, those colossal blocks of ice gradually melted, causing sea levels to rise violently. Seawater flooded the land like an unstoppable global deluge, swallowing the deep valleys that had been completely hollowed out by the creeping glaciers. The lowlands sank forever beneath the ocean floor, taking the ancient secrets of time with them. What remained rising high above the sparkling turquoise water were the proud mountain peaks of the ancient Dinaric Alps. Today, we simply call them islands. Over 1,200 islands bobbing on the water surface, forming one of the most spectacular archipelagos in the entire world. Each island is a lonely, barren, yet immensely proud mountain peak, standing firm amidst the vast ocean, like silent witnesses to an era of fierce upheaval. There are islands lush with green ancient trees, but there are also islands that bear only the grayish white of naked limestone, creating an exquisite and dramatic contrast beneath the endless summer sky. But the story of nature's sculpting does not stop at the surface. Look deep beneath that limestone layer, and you will discover an underground world so mysterious and complex that it is completely mind-blowing. This is the hidden kingdom of the karst geological system, one of the greatest natural wonders of the Earth. For millennia, rainwater carrying a tiny amount of natural acid has quietly seeped through every microscopic crack in the rock. Drop by drop, this seemingly soft and weak stream of water carried a terrifyingly destructive power. It dissolved the solid stone, widened the ancient fractures, and ultimately hollowed out entire massive mountains from deep within their core. To easily visualize the sheer magnitude of this invisible process, imagine the destructive force of tens of thousands of tons of explosives detonating continuously underground. But instead of happening in a sudden flash, that destruction was stretched out by nature over millions of years with relentless and invisible persistence. The water did the work of a patient master sculptor, carving out pitch-black subterranean caves, rushing misty underground rivers, and massive sinkholes capable of swallowing everything above. Everything you see above ground, like the stark white cliffs or the hidden untouched beaches, is directly connected to this colossal underground labyrinth. It is a living, breathing entity where water constantly circulates and the rock itself constantly changes shape. The perfect combination of violent power from beneath the earth-frozen ice from the sky and rushing water from the ocean has forged an absolutely unique environment. When you stand on a towering cliff looking out at the immense open sea, what you are admiring is not just a mesmerizingly beautiful landscape. You are looking straight into the face of deep time, witnessing the spectacular results of a grand tectonic process that goes far beyond any ordinary human imagination. It is a breathless feeling that makes us realize just how small we truly are in the face of nature's endless power. And right there, in that vast, stunning stillness, your heart will find an absolute peace, a profound sense of being completely embraced by the most pristine and magnificent beauty this planet has to offer. When you think of Croatia, your mind might immediately turn to the massive walls of Dubrovnik, where the streets are packed with tourists and cameras flash endlessly. But we are not heading that way. Leave behind the noisy crowds, the exhausting lines, and the cookie-cutter itineraries set by travel agencies. Our true journey begins where civilization seems to step back, giving way to the primal silence of nature. We are heading towards the Kornati archipelago, a place whispered about by sailors with a reverent name, the Tears of God. Local legend says that when the Creator finished making the world, he still had a handful of white rocks left. He threw them over his shoulder into the Adriatic Sea, and when he turned to look, he decided not to change a single thing, because the scene was already too perfect. As our sailboat cuts through the waves into these waters, you will instantly understand why that legend has survived for centuries. Over 140 islands and islets are scattered across the crystal-clear water, creating a chillingly desolate and lonely landscape. There are no luxury resorts, no neatly planned beaches, and on most of these islands, there is not even a single tree or a drop of fresh water to be found. All that appears before your eyes are bare, gray-white limestone blocks rising from the deep blue sea, like fragments of another planet that just crashed to Earth after a galactic explosion. It is exactly this extreme wildness and harshness that makes Kornati so unreal and captivating. In a modern world, spinning in endless streams of information and unnamed pressures, standing in a space of absolute silence, where only the sea breeze whistles through ancient rocks, brings a strange liberation to the soul. You do not have to try to connect with anyone, you just need to be fully present right here. The blinding sun reflecting off the rough cliffs creates a brilliant light capable of washing away all the worries weighing heavy on your mind. Kornati is not a place to seek material comfort, but a place to face the ruthlessly magnificent power of nature, and through it, rediscover the deepest peace within yourself. But this desolate archipelago is only the starting point for our second layer of wonders. Let us continue sailing further south, where the waves of the open ocean gradually unfold, leading us to the waters of Vis Island. This island was once an isolated military base, strictly blockaded for decades, and inadvertently, thanks to that isolation, it has preserved its pristine wild beauty, escaping the ruthless commercializing hands of the modern tourism industry. However, the real gem that will make anyone hold their breath does not lie on the hills of Vis, but is hidden deep beneath the ocean at a neighboring small island named Bisevo. We are carefully approaching the legendary Blue Cave, a magnificent creation named Modra Spilja. The entrance to the cave is incredibly humble, just a tiny slit on the unforgiving cliff, so narrow that you have to duck down close to the edge of the boat as the small vessel squeezes through the bobbing waves. The moment the boat passes through that narrow rock gap, the surrounding space suddenly plunges into pitch-black darkness. The loud crashing of the waves and the brilliant sunlight outside are instantly cut off, giving way to an eerily quiet silence, with only the steady echo of dripping water from the damp cliffs overhead. A thrill mixed with a bit of primal anxiety flashes through you as you feel like you are being swallowed by the vast darkness of Mother Earth. But then, just a few seconds later, as your eyes begin to adjust to the dimness, an unimaginable optical miracle slowly reveals itself. Not shining down from above, but radiating from deep underwater, a brilliant phosphorescent blue light begins to glow, illuminating the entire cavern space. The midday sunbeams outside have dived through an underwater opening, reflecting off the pure white sand on the ocean floor and dyeing the entire cave in a magical turquoise color, never before seen in this world. The seawater at this moment no longer takes the form of ordinary liquid, but seems to have transformed into a stream of pure sparkling light, carrying a mystical power. As the boat slowly drifts floating on that brilliantly glowing water, you will feel as if all laws of gravity have completely vanished. You are no longer standing on Earth, but drifting aimlessly in a parallel universe where time has frozen and all boundaries between reality and dreams have been entirely blurred. That unreal and overwhelming beauty makes you forget even to lift your camera or utter words of awe, only knowing to hold your breath to fully absorb that miraculous moment deep into your soul. It is the light of life of an untouched nature that has never been tainted, an ultimate experience that awakens all senses and will be etched deeply into your memory as a reminder of the wonders that still exist on this planet. Beyond the breathtaking natural landscapes, this country holds secrets and stories that will completely shatter your expectations. Let us dive into the fascinating details of a nation that has quietly shaped world history and culture. Number 1. Hidden in the rugged terrain of the Adriatic Peninsula lies the Walls of Stone, often referred to as the European Great Wall. Stretching for over 3 miles, this magnificent defensive stone structure was built in the 14th century, not to protect a king, but to guard something far more precious at the time, which was salt. Salt was literally white gold, and the ancient salt pans of stone are still active today, harvesting the ocean exactly as they did centuries ago. Number 2. Have you ever wondered where the iconic spotted firehouse dogs in the United States come from? They originate right here in the coastal region of Dalmatia. The Dalmatian dog, with its unique black and white coat, was once used as a fierce guard dog and a carriage dog by local nobles before capturing the hearts of the world and becoming a symbol of bravery across American fire stations. Number 3. Nature here refuses to remain static or predictable. On the island of Brac, you will find Zlatni Rat, also known as the Golden Horn, a spectacular beach made of smooth white pebbles reaching out like a spear into the vivid blue ocean. But this beach has a mind of its own. Depending on the direction of the wind and the powerful ocean currents, the tip of the beach constantly shifts and changes its shape daily, making it a living, breathing monument of nature. Number 4. If you are entirely exhausted by the endless sprawl of American megacities and the blinding traffic lights, you must visit Hum. Officially recognized as the smallest city in the world, Hum is perfectly nestled in the misty green hills of Istria. With a population that usually hovers around 20 to 30 people, walking through its 2 ancient cobblestone streets feels like stepping into a peaceful, forgotten fairy tale where time has completely stopped. Number 5. While Washington, D.C. stands as a towering symbol of American power, a piece of its most famous building actually comes from this side of the world. The stunning, flawless white limestone used to build parts of the White House was quarried straight from the Croatian island of Brac. It is a quiet architectural bridge connecting a small European nation to the very heart of the United States. Number 6. This land is the proud birthplace of the man who literally electrified our modern world. Nikola Tesla, the brilliant inventor who pioneered the alternating current electrical system, was born in the small Croatian village of Smiljan. Without his absolute genius, the glowing screens, electric cars, and humming cities we know today would simply not exist. Number 7. It is a country that guards its wild heart fiercely. Deep in the ancient majestic forests, you can still hear the haunting howling of wild wolves and the heavy footsteps of brown bears. It is one of the very few places left in Europe where large apex predators still roam completely free and protected in their natural and undisturbed habitats. Number 8. You might associate ancient mummies and giant sphinxes strictly with the deserts of Egypt, but the coastal city of Split holds a dark and fascinating secret. When the Roman Emperor Diocletian built his massive retirement palace here, he imported genuine black granite sphinxes directly from Egypt over 1,700 years ago, and they still silently guard the ancient stone squares today. Number 9. The spirit of fearless exploration runs incredibly deep in their blood. The legendary explorer Marco Polo, who opened the gates between Europe and Asia, is widely believed to have been born on the stunning Croatian island of Korčula. You can still walk through the narrow stone alleys that supposedly nurtured his childhood dreams of conquering the vast unknown. Number 10. It is a paradise of untouched drinking water. While the modern world desperately battles over clean resources, Croatia sits on massive underground freshwater reserves. It ranks as one of the top countries in Europe for the immense wealth and absolute purity of its water, which is a true luxury in the 21st century. Leaving behind the ancient architectural wonders and the sun-drenched coastlines, we will venture deep into the heart of the mainland where the most primal power of the planet reigns supreme. Here, water is not just a lifeless element, but a living entity carrying an immense creative force. Welcome to the Kingdom of Water, Plitvice National Park, a breathtaking jade labyrinth, completely hidden amidst dense primeval forests. Unlike the destructive fury of violent storms or the terrifying wrath of erupting volcanoes, the power of water here carries a completely different and soothing resonance. It is a gentle yet incredibly enduring anthem of survival, where 16 massive terraced lakes are seamlessly connected by thousands of large and small waterfalls, creating a magnificent circulatory system that will leave you absolutely breathless. At a passing glance, you might easily think that the rough limestone cliffs separating these beautiful lakes have existed unchanged for millions of years. But the truth hidden beneath the surface is much more miraculous. This vibrant ecosystem is a never-ending construction site, and the most diligent builders are actually the smallest creatures on Earth. Billions of microscopic bacteria, algae, and lush green mosses have continuously absorbed minerals from the freezing, rushing water, slowly forging a special type of limestone called tufa. They weave highly complex biological networks, interlocking with one another, to trap every tiny particle of calcium carbonate in the current patiently building massive natural stone walls. Nature here is truly a grand master sculptor who absolutely refuses to surrender to the passage of time. With every single passing year, the silent growth of moss and bacteria bends the currents and entirely changes the path of the water. New sparkling waterfalls are constantly born, while ancient cascades slowly fall asleep beneath layers of soft sediment. The mesmerizing landscape you see today will never precisely repeat itself tomorrow, making this place a living, breathing, and absolutely unique masterpiece of art in the entire world. But this brilliant kingdom of water is not only a grand showcase of geological beauty, it is also a harsh survival battlefield for the wild. Surrounding the sparkling crystal-clear lakes are dark, dense, ancient oak and pine forests, where bright sunlight rarely manages to penetrate the thick, heavy canopy. Beneath those gloomy and quiet shadows lies the undisputed territory of great predators. Massive brown bears and packs of wild gray wolves roam the woods in absolute silence, carefully watching every rhythmic change of the ancient forest. Their lives are a long series of days, constantly adapting to the extreme harshness of the changing seasons, from freezing cold winters that turn roaring waterfalls into giant silent crystal blocks to bursting warm springs when the thick ice finally melts. The proud and powerful existence of these apex predators is the clearest proof that nature here still retains its primal wild heart, completely untamed and unconquered by human hands. Heading a bit further south, the raw power of the water continues to transform beautifully as we set foot in the magnificent Krka River region. If Plitvice is a quiet and reflective poem, then Krka is an explosive and thrilling symphony of roaring sound and blinding light. This mighty river cuts fiercely through deep limestone canyons, plunging down massive terraced steps to create towering walls of white foam carrying a breathtaking power that seems to tear through the very fabric of space. And it is right here in these rushing, powerful currents that the brilliant miracle of humans living in perfect harmony with nature is revealed in the clearest and most humble way possible. For centuries, the resilient indigenous people did not try to build massive concrete dams to block the river or arrogantly attempt to break the eternal natural flow. Instead, they carefully built humble stone watermills hidden perfectly along the steep cliffs, relying entirely on the endless and generous power of the waterfalls to grind grain and sustain human life through countless generations. They deeply understood the ultimate and profound truth that nature is never an enemy to be conquered, but a great providing mother to lean on and deeply respect. Standing completely still before the fierce vitality of the rushing water and the immense endurance of the wild forest, you will feel a pure primal energy flooding through your very veins. It reminds us all of the unparalleled power of quiet patience, of how the smallest creatures or the softest gentle drops of water can eventually join hands to break the hardest solid rocks and change the entire face of a planet. In a fast-paced modern world that constantly demands immediate results and an endless exhausting rush that slowly drains the human soul, witnessing nature slowly and peacefully carving its masterpiece over millennia brings a profound and lasting healing. You will suddenly realize that sometimes, to create true greatness, we do not need to force ourselves endlessly against the current, but simply need to patiently follow the natural flow and let time do its magnificent work. But rising far beyond the breathtaking natural landscapes or the magnificent historical ruins, there is something completely invisible, yet carrying the most fiercely healing power waiting for you in this coastal land. For many of us especially, those weary souls who have to constantly carry an invisible heavy weight from deep societal prejudices, packing a bag and traveling across the world, is sometimes not just a simple vacation. It is a profound escape, a burning and desperate desire to shed a stressful outer shell, to seek a truly safe haven for the mind. Perhaps you are completely tired of having to constantly scan your environment to see if your mere presence is welcome. You are tired of the harsh, judging stares, the silent whispers, or the exhausting feeling of always being treated as an outsider in the middle of a crowd. In major modern cities, you always have to maintain a high level of vigilance, a primal state of defense that slowly drains your precious life energy every single day. You truly long to walk down unfamiliar ancient streets without having to be on guard, constantly looking over your shoulder. You want to breathe an air of absolute freedom, where the color of your skin, your background, or your roots are no longer a strict and unfair lens through which others judge you. And that is exactly why this magnificent coastline touches the deepest and most vulnerable part of a traveler's heart. From the very moment you set foot on the warm ancient paving stones, you will instantly feel a strangely warm and comforting embrace. Here, there are no curious prying eyes, nor are there forced superficial social smiles that mask hidden judgments. You are not seen as a strange foreign tourist or a centerpiece of disrespectful curiosity. Instead, you are warmly welcomed with the most genuine eyes and the most carefree, radiant smiles from the local people. Under this brilliant and perfectly fair sun, all human boundaries and constructed divisions are entirely erased. Everyone is beautifully equal, sharing a vast free space and enjoying the generous, endless gifts of nature together. The absolute safety and unconditional hospitality found here bring a powerful sense of liberation and allowing you to completely blend into the crowd. You become a seamless part of the local rhythm of life in the most natural and complete way possible. You can finally let down your heavy guard entirely, breathe a deep sigh of immense relief, and allow yourself to simply enjoy your own authentic and beautiful existence. That profound freedom does not just stop at how people treat one another, but it is also elevated to a brilliant philosophical height through a unique and deeply rooted art of living that the people of the Dalmatian region proudly call fiaca. In a fast-paced modern world, where the true value of a human being is far too often measured by working productivity by soulless numbers in a bank account, or by chasing endless invisible finish lines, fiaca emerges as a beautifully profound rebellion. You might be way too accustomed to the rushing, exhausting capitalist grind, where every single passing minute must be utilized to create material value. You come from a place where sitting still doing nothing is often considered a guilty and shameful waste of time. But here, in this sun-drenched paradise, the locals define the ultimate meaning of life in a completely different and refreshing way. Fiaca is absolutely not laziness, nor is it a tired, bored procrastination. It is an absolute sublime state of the mind, a supreme and elevated art of doing absolutely nothing and feeling perfectly content with it. Try to imagine yourself sitting comfortably on a rustic wooden chair at a tiny, windy seaside cafe. The salty ocean breeze, carrying the fresh breath of the Adriatic Sea, gently blows through your hair, and resting right in front of you on a small stone table is just a single strong cup of dark espresso. In any other noisy, frantic megacity, you might drink it all down in 5 short, hurried minutes, then rush out into the street quickly, joining the frantic, soulless crowd to chase the next task. But in this peaceful land, you will sit there for 1 hour, or 2 hours, or even 3 entire hours, just to sip every tiny single drop. No one rushes you to pay the bill and leave. No one frowns or judges you when you let your soul wander endlessly, watching the pure white seagulls glide gracefully across the shimmering metallic water. There are no restrictive schedules to follow, no urgent phone notifications, demanding your immediate attention. There is only you and the sacred silent presence of the current moment. That is the true pinnacle of a serene existence, a genuinely soft life, a gentle lifestyle that you have always quietly and desperately longed to find. This beautiful concept of fiaca teaches us an incredibly profound lesson, that sometimes the greatest and most meaningful achievement in a brilliant day is simply allowing your exhausted soul to rest completely. It is the most miraculous healing remedy for hearts that have been severely drained by the invisible pressures of a society that never ever knows how to stop and breathe. In this magical land, filled with warm sunlight and pure human grace, you will suddenly realize that you do not need to constantly run a never-ending race to prove your worth to anyone. you are fully permitted to let go of all heavy societal expectations. You are permitted to melt softly into the peaceful atmosphere, and you are fully permitted to enjoy the absolute greatest luxury of a human life, which is free time and priceless peace within your soul. Leaving far behind the sunlit beaches and the lonely islands in the vast ocean, we will head north to step into a completely different world. Welcome to the Istrian Peninsula, a land often passionately described by travelers as the Tuscany of Croatia, yet it carries a much wilder and more primal soul. If Tuscany in Italy brings the beauty of a perfectly manicured landscape that has been somewhat tinted by commercialization, Istria seduces us with its raw authenticity and a slow rhythm of life that seems to have been completely forgotten by the rest of the world. As the early morning mist still lingers and drifts over the rolling, lush green hills, you will see ancient stone towns perched precariously on hilltops, like lonely fortresses, fiercely resisting the ruthless erosion of time. One of the most precious and mysterious gems of this misty land is the town of Motovan. The massive solid stone walls of the town rise proudly above the low clouds covering the valley, creating a surreal scene that looks exactly like a floating kingdom suspended in the sky from ancient legends. The moment you step through those heavy ancient city gates, all the noisy sounds and the frantic pace of the 21st century seem to be left behind forever. Here there are no blaring car horns, no blinding flashing billboards, and no rushing crowds. There is only the rhythmic echo of footsteps on narrow cobblestone alleys that have been polished smooth over millennia. Motovan offers a space of absolute silence, a perfect safe haven where you can truly feel the slow breath of history, quietly weaving through every mossy crevice of stone. However, the true and greatest allure of this land is not limited to its silent medieval architecture or the stunning views from above. The most seductive and expensive secret of the Istrian Peninsula is carefully hidden deep beneath the sacred Mother Earth, inside the dark and dense ancient oak forests, stretching endlessly at the foot of the misty hills. The atmosphere inside these forests is always damp, profoundly quiet, and carries a distinct earthy scent of green moss and crumbling decayed leaves. It is exactly in this domain of quiet shadows that nature has silently nurtured one of the most expensive and rare culinary treasures on the entire planet, the legendary white truffles. They are reverently celebrated by gourmets worldwide as the diamonds of the culinary arts, possessing a deeply intoxicating and incredibly complex aroma that simply cannot be artificially created or replicated by any modern machinery or laboratory. What makes the story of this fungus so captivating does not just lie in its immense material value, but in the deeply poetic process of finding it. Harvesting these hidden diamonds is absolutely not a noisy, environmentally destructive industrial operation, but a delicate art that demands a silent and incredibly profound communication between humans and the natural world. You cannot sow seeds or grow white truffles in strictly temperature-controlled greenhouses, and you absolutely cannot use industrial machines to plow this sacred forest. Their fragile existence depends entirely on extremely complex microclimates, a silent symbiosis with the root systems of ancient oak trees, and the completely random generosity of nature. To be able to touch this treasure, humans must cast aside their arrogance and rely entirely on their most loyal companions, the highly strictly trained truffle hunting dogs. Try to imagine yourself walking carefully through the dimly lit, misty forest on a freezing cold autumn morning. Surrounding you is only the majestic silence of ancient tree trunks and the rustling sound of dry leaves beneath your dew-soaked boots. Leading this quiet journey is a small hunting dog with a wildly sensitive nose, continuously sniffing close to the ground, its mind entirely focused on decoding the invisible scent signals of nature. The sacred bond between the hunter and his dog is a beautiful wordless language. They move together rhythmically, as a single entity, always respecting the slow pace of the forest and absolutely never greedily destroying their surrounding environment. When the dog suddenly stops, wags its tail frantically, and begins to carefully scratch the damp earth, your heart rate will spike with pure excitement. You know for sure that deep beneath those rough tree roots, nature has just generously decided to bestow upon humanity a priceless gift. This quiet, humble, and deeply respectful connection brings an incredibly profound lesson for modern souls, desperately seeking peace. In a world that constantly forces us to control everything, to quickly achieve instant results, and to endlessly manipulate nature to serve a bottomless greed, the people in Istria have chosen a completely different path. They humbly accept their dependence on the earth, patiently wait for nature's gifts, and live a fulfilling life in every single present moment. When you sit back in a cozy stone restaurant in the heart of Motovun, enjoying a steaming plate of pasta, carefully sprinkled with paper-thin shavings of white truffle, you are not just tasting a luxury dish of the elite. You are truly tasting the flavor of the earth, of pure patience, of the cold, creeping mist, and of a lifestyle that is in absolute harmony with the greatness of nature. It is an ultimate experience that awakens all senses and heals the deepest depths of the soul, reminding us of the priceless miracles that always exist when we finally know how to slow down and listen to the primal heartbeat of this planet. But our journey does not just stop at breathtaking natural landscapes, because this land hides historical and cultural secrets that can completely change the way you see the world. Let us continue to explore incredible facts that might make you want to pack your bags and move here tomorrow. Number 21. The next time you step into a boardroom in New York or tie an expensive silk tie for an important event, remember this land. The invention of the necktie originated from Croatian mercenaries in the 17th century. They often wore distinctive cloths wrapped around their necks to distinguish themselves on the battlefield, and the French became absolutely fascinated by this style. The French word cravat is actually a variation of the word Croat. Number 22. The coastal city of Zadar possesses one of the most magnificent and surreal musical wonders on the planet, which is a giant sea organ played by the ocean itself. Architects cleverly installed organ pipes beneath the white stone steps jutting out into the sea. Whenever the waves crash against the shore, they push air through the pipes, creating a hauntingly beautiful and melancholic melody. It is a place where nature does not just exist, but constantly sings immortal love songs. Number 23. If you are feeling suffocated by the expensive cost of living in the United States, where a cramped apartment in San Francisco or a rundown studio in Manhattan costs you thousands of dollars every month, then this land is your perfect escape. The cost of living here is unbelievably low. You can rent a gorgeous apartment with a balcony looking straight out to the turquoise sea, enjoy fresh seafood every day, and live an abundant life for a fraction of the money you struggle to earn in America. This is exactly the driving force creating a grand exodus for those seeking a peaceful and free, soft life. Number 24. Along with the cheap cost of living, the healthcare system here is incredibly high quality and easily accessible. You will never have to live in absolute terror every time you open a massive medical bill or worry about going bankrupt just because of a minor accident. This absolute peace of mind is a luxury that many Americans are desperately longing to reclaim. Number 25. Safety here is not just a concept, but a visible daily reality. This country is consistently ranked as one of the safest nations in the world. You can comfortably walk alone on quiet, empty streets at midnight without ever having to look over your shoulder, clutch your purse tightly, or maintain a stressful defensive state. Number 26. The invention of fingerprint identification, which completely revolutionized forensics and global security, was actually pioneered by a man of Croatian descent named Ivan Vučić. He was the first person in the world to use fingerprints to solve a complex criminal case in the late 19th century. We often think of great wine coming from gentle rolling hills and endless, neatly planted rows like those you might see in California. But here in the rugged southern reaches of the Dalmatian coast, nature offers no such easy comforts. We are looking at towering, jagged limestone cliffs that plunge almost vertically into the deep blue water. The sun beats down with a ruthless intensity, baking the white stones until they radiate heat like an open oven. There is barely any soil here, just cracks in the ancient rock, and the salty wind from the sea is relentless. It is a harsh, unforgiving environment that seems entirely hostile to any form of agriculture. Yet it is exactly in this brutal crucible that the local people have forged one of their greatest culinary triumphs, perfectly demonstrating a breathtaking resilience and a profound harmony with the earth. Out of these unforgiving rocks grows a native grape variety with a spirit as stubborn and fierce as the land itself, called plavac mali. Unlike the pampered vines of massive commercial vineyards back in the United States, these vines have to fight for every single drop of water, sending their roots deep into the dark, microscopic crevices of the stone just to survive. They endure scorching days and cool, windy nights, absorbing the intense reflection of the sun off the ocean's surface. Because the terrain is so incredibly steep, no modern machinery or tractors can ever reach these vines. Everything from planting to pruning to the final autumn harvest must be done entirely by human hands. Local farmers risk their lives climbing these dangerous vertical slopes, carrying heavy baskets of grapes on their backs under the blazing sun. It is a physically exhausting labor of pure love, a testament to a people who absolutely refuse to be defeated by their circumstances. The resulting wine is thick, dark, and incredibly powerful, carrying the concentrated essence of the fierce sun, the bitter salt, and the ancient stone. But the breathtaking collaboration between humans and nature does not end with the grueling harvest. In fact, the most magical part of the journey is just beginning. In a modern world where massive corporations spend millions of dollars building artificial climate-controlled cellars to age their products, the winemakers here have chosen a completely different path. They looked out at the vast, endless blue of the Adriatic Sea and saw not just an ocean, but the ultimate natural wine cellar. They take their carefully crafted bottles, seal them tightly with special wax to protect the corks from salt water, and then lower them deep down to the bottom of the sea, inside heavy iron cages. For 1 to 2 entire years, these bottles are completely abandoned to the dark, silent depths of the underwater world. Down there, in the shadowy realm of the ocean, a silent and magnificent alchemy takes place. The deep water provides a perfectly stable temperature all year round, completely shielding the wine from the chaotic temperature swings of the world above. But more importantly, the intense underwater pressure, combined with the gentle, continuous rocking motion of the ocean currents, accelerates the aging process in a way that no human technology can ever replicate. The sea acts as a master blender, softening the fierce tannins of the plavac mali grape and transforming it into an incredibly smooth and complex masterpiece. When these bottles are finally pulled back up to the surface, they are no longer just ordinary glass containers. They have been completely claimed by the ocean, transformed into stunning works of art, heavily encrusted with layers of wild oyster shells, colorful sea sponges, and blooming corals. This is the legendary coral wine, a true treasure, born from the deep. Holding one of these heavy coral-covered bottles in your hands and pouring a glass of this dark ruby liquid is an experience that transcends the boundaries of ordinary dining. You are not just drinking wine, you are tasting a profound philosophy of life. It shows us that true greatness does not come from aggressively conquering your environment or forcing nature to submit to heavy industrial machines. It comes from a deep, respectful partnership. In our exhausting modern lives, where we constantly try to fight against the current to manipulate our surroundings and to rush every single process to meet artificial deadlines, this ancient practice offers a beautiful and healing perspective. It teaches us the quiet power of surrender. It reminds us that when we humbly work alongside the fierce forces of nature and patiently allow time to do its magnificent work, the results are always more beautiful, more complex, and far more rewarding than anything we could ever force into existence. This is the ultimate taste of freedom and harmony, a flavor that heals the soul and invites you to finally slow down. Now that your heart is completely captivated by the breathtaking beauty and the deeply healing culture of this land, you are probably wondering how to turn this magnificent dream into a reality. Traveling here in 2026 requires a bit of insider knowledge to ensure you truly experience the authentic soft life and avoid the exhausting traps of mass tourism. First and foremost, we must talk about the absolute golden rule of timing. If you are truly looking for profound peace and absolute freedom, do yourself a massive favor and completely avoid the peak summer months of July and August. During that time, the scorching sun beats down heavily, and the narrow ancient stone streets become overwhelmingly packed with massive, loud cruise ship crowds, completely shattering the peaceful illusion you crossed the ocean to find. Instead, you should carefully plan your grand escape for the magical shoulder seasons of May or late September. During these golden months, the turquoise water is still perfectly warm enough for a lazy afternoon swim. The heavy, stressful crowds have completely vanished, and the locals have comfortably returned to their natural, relaxed rhythm. This is the absolute perfect time to truly immerse yourself in the magnificent art of fiaca, where you can sit quietly at an empty, windy seaside cafe for hours without a single worry in the world. When it comes to exploring this vast and rugged coastal landscape, the absolute best way to claim your ultimate freedom is by renting a car and taking full control of the steering wheel. Driving down the legendary Adriatic Highway is widely considered one of the most spectacular road trips on the entire planet. You will find yourself cruising along dramatic, towering limestone cliffs with the sparkling ocean unfolding endlessly right outside your window. However, you must remain highly focused and respectful of the terrain, because these ancient winding mountain roads can be incredibly narrow and sometimes quite intimidating, especially when you are passing large trucks on steep, blind corners. Take your time, drive slowly, and simply let the magnificent journey become the destination itself. And when the ocean inevitably calls you to explore those lonely, isolated islands, you will use the extensive and highly reliable local ferry system. Riding these massive, slow-moving ferries is a deeply beautiful experience of its own, allowing you to stand on the open deck, breathe in the salty wind, and watch the majestic mainland slowly fade away into the deep blue horizon as you hop from one untouched paradise to another. Finally, to truly blend in, and be warmly embraced by the local community, you need to understand their simple daily etiquette. If you are completely exhausted by the aggressive and mandatory tipping culture back in the United States, where you are constantly pressured to leave 20 or 25% for a simple cup of coffee, you will breathe a massive sigh of relief here. Tipping is deeply appreciated, but it is never aggressively demanded or forcefully expected. For a casual afternoon coffee, simply rounding up the bill or leaving a few extra coins on the table is entirely sufficient, while a 10% tip at a nice sit-down restaurant is considered a very polite and generous gesture of gratitude. Above all else, always remember to walk upon this resilient land with a profound sense of respect. The proud people here have survived turbulent centuries, devastating wars, and fought fiercely to protect their beautiful home. Do not treat their ancient sacred monuments merely as disposable backgrounds for your social media photos. Take the quiet time to listen to their stories. Smile warmly and show genuine appreciation for the breathtaking paradise they are graciously sharing with you. By doing so, you will not just be another passing tourist. You will become a deeply welcomed friend, finding your own peaceful and lasting sanctuary in this incredibly magnificent corner of the world. As the magnificent golden sun slowly dips below the distant horizon, painting the vast Adriatic Sea in breathtaking shades of deep purple and fiery orange, the gentle rhythm of the waves sings a final soothing lullaby. The ancient limestone walls of the coastal towns begin to glow faintly in the fading twilight, wrapping the entire landscape in a profound and almost holy silence. Croatia is truly a serene and beautiful dream, an ethereal sanctuary where the warm Mediterranean sun patiently and tenderly heals exhausted and weary souls. After all the struggles, the endless daily battles, and the heavy invisible burdens you carried across the ocean, this land has finally given you permission to rest. It is a place where you can completely let down your guard. Stop running from the frantic expectations of the modern world and simply exist in perfect harmony with nature. In this breathtaking country of resilient ancient stones and impossibly crystal clear waters, you have finally found yourself again, drifting peacefully within the silent and endless flow of time. The warm and unconditionally loving embrace of the Dalmatian coast will forever remain etched deeply in your heart, serving as a constant, beautiful reminder that a truly soft and peaceful life is always out there, waiting for you whenever you need to return. The soothing melody of the ocean wind slowly fades away, disappearing completely into an absolute and heavy silence. The warm light vanishes, leaving nothing but a vast and empty darkness. Suddenly, a deafening and violent crack echoes through the pitch-black void. It is the brutal and terrifying sound of massive ancient icebergs violently fracturing and shattering into a million frozen pieces. Then a deep rumbling roar erupts from the very belly of the earth, vibrating through the ground and shaking the air itself with a primal intensity. But what if this gentle and healing peace is simply not enough to satisfy your endlessly restless spirit? What if deep down beneath that calm exterior, your wild heart desperately craves raw and untamed fury? What if you truly want to push your own limits to stand on the very jagged edge of the world and witness the most brutal and magnificent creation of the earth unfolding right before your open eyes? Imagine a harsh and unforgiving land where frozen glaciers and boiling magma are locked in an eternal and violently beautiful war. A surreal alien place where massive tectonic plates are literally ripping the ground apart, where pitch-black volcanic beaches completely swallow the glowing sunlight, and raging rivers of bright red lava violently tear open the dark and stormy sky. a realm where nature does not whisper a gentle greeting, but screams with an earth-shattering and terrifying dominance. If you are truly ready to trade the warm, comforting breeze of the Mediterranean for freezing, howling winds that carry the sharp scent of waking volcanoes and ancient glacial dust, then it is time to prepare your bags once again. Our next epic destination is absolutely not for the faint of heart or the easily intimidated. We are heading straight into the mind-bending and jaw-dropping extremes of Iceland, exploring the most fascinating places on the entire planet. Do not let the journey end here. Click on the video appearing on your screen right at this very moment and let the violent and magnificent tremors of the earth fully awaken your wild and fearless soul.